To all my friends out in the Western Hemisphere, or those generally outside of China, which would be everybody listening to this, because you're on YouTube or Facebook, which is banned here. If I'm able to see this news, that means you guys already know that this COVID-19 virus is finally declared a global pandemic. Last weekend, the NBA finally shut down all of its games, went on a 1-month-long hiatus that I think would become even longer. All of us here in China finally realized that the West is finally taking measures China had exhibited back in January, 2 months ago. Although I get all of my news these days through YouTube, I still see some semblance of life back in America through my email inbox. I see gyms that I had previously visited only once or twice, sending me emails that they're going to close down for the next few weeks. All these businesses are taking precautions. I'm sure they're getting hit the hardest at these mom and pop shops all over the country. Hopefully no one's salaries are too affected during this disease season. A lot of my friends here in China are fighting labor disputes with their employers who supposedly shouldn't be garnering anyone's wages, but reality is far from government mandates. Despite all these gyms closing, I think you guys are lucky in America to have fitness YouTubers posting all these home workouts that I see all over my subscriptions. Unfortunately, we've been kind of unlucky with the gym closed over the past 2 months. I've been also slacking at home, being out sick for a whole month of February, and slacking on my yoga this month until pretty much today. Hopefully that's going to change soon so that we can shed all this fat in preparation for summer. Because although you guys are just getting started out in the West, our quarantine season is actually coming to a close here in Chengdu, China. We welcomed spring yesterday. Weather has been fantastic for the second half of this week. We're seeing temperatures above 80 degrees. It's almost as if this whole quarantine season didn't happen. When you just look out your window, I'm sitting up here on my balcony right now, looking down at the city streets, packed with cars. It seems like all this quarantine is far and away already. Although sometimes if you go out right now, you still see security checking people's temperatures, limiting people from entering certain stores, especially foreigners. Luckily for me, being of Han ethnicity, I'm much less discriminated against in this country. Unlike the Asian Americans being discriminated against in America and the other parts of the West, I think Westerners, anyone that doesn't look Chinese, is going to be discriminated against here. Hopefully that comes to a close soon. I hope to post a video in the near future showing you what life is like here following quarantine season. Sometimes I still have to do a reality check. Every day I wake up wondering if I'm still living in this post-apocalyptic simulation or if all of this was just a drill to prepare for a disaster situation over the next few decades. Until then, I kind of want to get everyone that I know out in the world to ask me any questions that you might have about what's coming up ahead for you. We've already lived this situation out for the past 2 months here in Chengdu, China. Perhaps I can give you a little bit of insight about what's going to come over the next 4 to 8 weeks wherever you are in the world. And who knows, it might last even longer than that. If the quarantine situation and disease control comes to a close here in Chengdu, we're probably going to see another spike based on how people are going to be infected following a resurgence of laxing public control. Some of my friends have not been considering the severity of this virus situation too drastically over the past 2 months. So as a result, every few days or so, we've been able to congregate somewhere out in the city where they have shops still open for us to play board games at. We've even come to set a regular Monday afternoon time for Terra Mystica that we hope to stream on Twitch TV soon. Let's focus on how you can prepare yourself for what you can optimistically view as a extended staycation. For example, I've had a lot of opportunities over the past 10 weeks, just staying at home, playing a lot of online games, like what you see on the screen here, Asphalt 9. I had a huge urge to drive out in the city, but during these past 4 months of cold that we've endured here in Chengdu, I've only had a few opportunities to help my cousin learn how to drive out in the streets. Unfortunately, she did not allow me to drive her car much out in the city streets, so I haven't had that chance to get my fix except in this driving simulation you see on screen here. This game actually just had a huge update, I think in the past 2 days. So if you want to get in on how to improve your digital driving skills, hoping that transfers into your real world road skills, join me on this for as long as this season may last. Anyways, I look forward to everybody's responses. Please post in the comments of this video so that I can answer all of your questions and continue communicating with the rest of the world as we're all holed up at home.